Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of the Stubble Talk podcast. My name is Ben, and today I'm joined by the wonderful Marianne from Suicide Prevention UK. Marianne, thank you so much for joining me today. First question I just wanted to ask is, how are you?
I am good. Thank you. Yeah, really appreciate you having me here today. Chat about this important topic. So yeah, no, I'm good.
It's an absolute pleasure to be able to have this opportunity to have yourself and the charity as part of the podcast and to be able to chat. I was wondering if we could just start by, if you could just tell me a little bit about who Suicide Prevention UK are, what you do, and I suppose some of the kind of services that you offer.
Yeah, of course. So Suicide Prevention UK has been running for 6 years now. It's a charity, initially based in Bristol, but now we are nationwide, which is incredible. So we started out with patrol teams. So for some reason, Bristol had the highest suicide rate in the whole of the UK for some unknown reason.
Wow, I have no idea.
Yeah, there's a lot of high-risk areas within Bristol, and we simply started doing patrols where people don't necessarily reach out, so we reach in most. We just start that conversation with someone, figure out what's going on, provide that listening ear, and then come up with a safety plan to make sure they're safe. So that's how it started. Since then, patrols have spread across. We've got teams of volunteers that go out across Bristol and Bath. So yeah, again, the same concept, reaching out to people, helping them with mental health crisis, kind of signposting to relevant support, and just helping them in their times of need. They generally run on an evening because that's where you've got less eyes on the scene.
Yeah.
Services are closed during the night. So, there's accessibility for them to get help is limited. So, yeah, and it's lonely at night, isn't it? Really lonely. Yes, so the charity run a helpline every single evening, and that's across the UK. We take calls from those in crisis, those who know someone and want support for someone, or regular people that actually just having that chat for 20 minutes. That's their coping mechanism for the night. They're not isolated. They've got someone that hears them. And again, the same concept, listening, putting yourself in their shoes, and then supporting, as we see fit and what works for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like a really important job, especially at the moment when things feel quite bad in the country and tough.
Yeah. It is very important. Services not necessarily being adequate to support all the people that need and deserve support. So it is a vital service that exists and is used. In terms of, I guess, patterns, there doesn't appear to be rhyme or reason with stuff that's going on and difficulties. Anyone can struggle with their mental well-being. It doesn't matter who you are. And for whatever reason as well, it doesn't have to be something traumatic or terrible's happened.
Yeah.
Actually, you might not know why you're struggling, but that's okay because there is help available and you need to reach out and say, I need support. Can't do this on my own, and you don't have to.
And sometimes it can be just life just builds up, doesn't it? It's just something which kind of happens in the background.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're not feeling like you anymore, I suppose, or you're at this point where things feel like they've got to.
Yeah, everything becomes overwhelming, or even literally, I don't know if you've seen the video, the black dog. Just this black dog that follows you around and takes over your life almost. It's literally your brain fog and everything's filled with a darkness almost, and you can't see past it. And it turns it around, so you're learning to live with the black dog. It might always be there, but actually you can reduce it, in ways that you're able to cope with life and manage day-to-day living. Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
And how did you get involved with the charity?
Yeah, for sure. So 6 years ago, the thing I go with is because it's true to me. You're immune to suicide until you're not. You always think it happens to someone else. Sadly, it happened to me. My brother ended his life 6 years ago, and it literally destroyed me. I grew up So I have 5 siblings. So I grew up in a big family. So family was everything. Yeah, and it's almost losing a piece of the puzzle and not knowing why, all those unanswered questions, and just seeing the world very differently to what you used to see it as, because you just don't expect it. Yeah, so I found out about the charity about 6 months later and was like, I need to be involved. That's my thing. That's what I need to be doing, is helping others. I don't want anyone to have to go through that. I don't want any other family to have to deal with that devastation. I need to be doing to support others, to help others, to do all I can, to do my bit effectively. Yeah, so it's my purpose and passion now. Yeah, and just like literally just want to help one person. But yeah, it's been many more since, lots of success stories, and just, you know, you get a lot from, say someone calls the helpline and they start off panicked or really low or something like that. They talk, you listen, you start building that rapport, chatting away, and then you've given them that tiny bit of hope just by having a conversation with them, and then hearing them at the end of the call compared to the start of the call, and they're just a little bit more upbeat. It's just the best.
Sometimes it's just all they need.
Yeah, just a conversation. Yeah. It's such a simple concept and works so well. People just talking.
And which is so important. And that's a little part of the reason of why we've kind of gathered today, is because when this episode's going live, it's going to be Time to Talk Day, and talking is so important.
Yeah.
It can be the thing which could potentially save a life, is just having that conversation and saying, I'm not okay, or think something's up. It's so amazing to hear how you've turned what is obviously such a horrific experience into now your purpose, and how, I suppose, that kind of does that give you life? Is that maybe how you would describe it?
Yeah, for sure. Do you know what it does? Like purpose. And I find now a lot of people are like, oh, I wish I had a passion and purpose. And it's almost like, I get what you're saying. Like I didn't choose this path, but yes, it helped me massively. A purpose for me is what I live for and have to be doing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Something I was really amazed by. So SPUK, our Curo's Charity of the Year, and you guys came down to our offices last week, and I was so amazed to hear that you have like no support from councils and the government, and that it's completely self-funded. Is that kind of pretty much the best
fundraising from outsiders? Yeah, pretty much.
Blew my mind, that because that must be really hard to get resources when the mission is to help people.
I know it's hugely frustrating. Puts a lot of stress and strain on me, and so my partner, we run the charity. A lot of stress and strain, but we do it for others. But yeah, we, you know, not for want for trying. We've tried the government, we've tried the local councils. Frustratingly, they don't want to know. They have their own thing that they do. I don't know what that is. It's really frustrating. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get why it's hush hush and still taboo, and let's not talk about it.
Do you think it's
happen in the city?
Do you think it's a little bit of because of the word suicide being in the charity name?
I guess so, but it is a scary word. Of course it is. It is a scary word, but actually, aren't we at the point now where yes, it's happening every single day? Like this is reality. Sadly, it's reality. So why aren't we talking about it? Why aren't we saying the word and saying this is a problem?
Yeah.
We need to help people. We need to support. Yeah.
We're in a mental health epidemic, right? Like it's not getting better, it's only getting worse, and it's so sad to see that there isn't more support for you guys and for other charities doing similar things. How best can people support the charity and reach out and do whatever they can do?
Fundraising is massive. We've got huge core costs every month. The costs are massive. So fundraising, awareness, just awareness about the charity. The whole point is our beneficiaries, and the more people hear about it across the UK, people can start using the service. It's all about helping others, isn't it? That first phone call or that first conversation about saying, I need help is the hardest thing to do. But once you've done it, you realize that you're not on your own and you can get help and support. Yeah, so fundraising, donations, if people are able to, that's vital for our charity. And spreading awareness, we got a huge social media following. So yeah, spreading awareness.
And then
things like that.
Also everyone's volunteers?
Yep.
Pretty much?
Yes, we've got 3 paid members of staff, an office administrator, got a team leader who runs the helplines. He covers 5 nights a week.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a team leader to make sure everyone's supported, our volunteers are supported. And now we've got an operations manager who just, they've been there and they know what they're doing. And it's about time they got paid almost, for the work that they are doing, because it's a lot to make sure everything's operating as it should. The rest, we've got volunteers. We have about 60 on the books. Wow. Obviously, we're open every single day. So people are juggling their work, life, family, everything else, and they're giving up their time to come in and just sit on the phones for a few hours and help others. It's incredible.
And so you've got people who will be on the phones, and you've then got the patrol teams and go out. And how many vehicles is it you've got?
So we've got 3 patrol vehicles, and we've also got 2 welfare vehicles. So one's a big van. So what we were finding, that was funded by the National Lottery. What we were finding was, back in the day, we're providing an intervention. We're sat in the freezing cold for 4 or 5 hours waiting for ambulance, because that would be their place of safety to get them to hospital. All weathers, in the dead of the night, we'd be freezing, they'd be freezing. So we've got this welfare van, table and chairs in the back, warmth, comfort, dignity, privacy. And we can also transport people ourselves to a place of safety. So we've got that welfare vehicle, and the other one, we've got another vehicle that can do similar things, where it provides comfort and warmth for people that feel unsafe, and actually we can have that conversation in a bit of comfort and a bit of warmth and safety.
Safe space, sometimes all that is needed, right? It's just
safe space. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's just, to me, it just feels so almost mind-blowing that you guys are obviously working so hard, and there's just such a lack of support. It just kind of makes my heart break, and makes me want to now, how can we do even more to help and to... I didn't want to say make this the biggest charity, because it's sad, isn't it, at the same time, because it's worst charity it shouldn't be needed, but just so is. Obviously, we spoke a little bit about being Time to Talk Day. I was just wondering if you've got any stories, or if you could talk about the importance of talking and how that can make such a difference.
I guess talking about my own experience. So after my brother, I continued working for the following year. Kind of that was what I needed to do at the time, because otherwise I'd almost be, what would I be doing? Continued working. And then, you get the firsts of everything. So for me, it was, trauma was my trigger for my own mental well-being. You get the first of everything. So birthday comes up, Christmas, the first death anniversary, shall we say, and all these things just knock you, it doesn't look the same. What should I be doing? So, a year and a half later, my own mental state was just shocking, and I couldn't cope with the world. So, when it comes to talking, I finally broke and got to that point of breaking, and that I was encouraged to call the doctor. Did that, and the words to say I need help were the hardest thing I had to say, with tears streaming down my face. But saying those words got me the help and recovery I needed.
How did you feel once you said that? Did it feel like a burden had almost been lifted?
I think yes. I think the fact that also my doctor was amazing. If they had turned around and said, really sorry, there's a waiting list, or there's this, there's that, we can't help you, that would have been really hard. I think because I had someone on the end of the phone saying, yes, we'll help. That was the relief, I think, going, I'm not on my own.
Yeah.
Thank God someone believes me, or someone wants to help me. That was the huge relief.
Yeah.
We get callers saying, I don't know what to say.
Mm.
That's okay. We're not going anywhere. We've got time.
Yeah.
And then it starts flowing, whatever they want to say. It doesn't even have to be to do with their mental well-being. They could just randomly. And then we get to the, fact of what it is they are actually trying to get help for. And that's always huge for them. And you can hear that relief on the phone, the start of the call really anxious and confused. And the end of the call going, clarity, almost. This has been really helpful. You can call back again if needed, or you can use what we've spoke about today and kind of take steps to build on. And that's, So it does work actually talking to anyone that, you feel you can trust almost. It could be anyone. It could be a colleague. It could be a family member, another organization. For me, anyway, personally, but I think for a lot of people, I find it easier to talk to someone I don't know.
Yeah. No, I go
rather than those closest to me. I don't know why. Maybe it's a fear of being judged. I don't know.
It's something that I've heard before as well, and
it's putting it on them that you don't want to. So someone you don't know, it's like you don't have to stress that they're worried about it. Almost. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it makes total sense. It's something I've heard a lot, and I think when you don't know that other person, there's almost no baggage that's already there.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of helps because this person doesn't know you. They can just listen. There's no judgment.
No.
And it's just being able sometimes just to offload.
Yeah.
And they go, okay, what's next?
They're almost taking it at face value of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because actually that's your feelings right here and right now. They don't have your backstory or your history to go, what about this, that and the other?
Yeah.
When actually you're saying it as it is. Here and now. Yeah.
And that's basically what you guys do, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Which is,
it's
incredible. It really is incredible. And I think it's something which I really picked up on as you were speaking was it's getting rid of that feeling of being alone and bringing that clarity and bringing that light into the brain. And because I think that's it, right? Like once you realize that you're not alone and you're not the only person that struggles with things and it hurts and it sucks and things are really bad at the moment.
Yeah.
But it can get better.
Absolutely.
And I know you said that obviously once people kind of speaking, what kind of stuff can you give away to kind of help once you have had that conversation? Do you like signposts to other organizations or recommend stuff?
So it depends on the situation. So signposting options, generally we figure out what kind of support they've already got in place as in professional support. And your first point of call is always your doctor.
Yeah.
So it'll be saying, it's difficult. You need to make that appointment with your doctor as a first point of call and having that open, honest conversation with them, seeing what support they can offer you in the first instance. For immediate crisis, we've got NHS 111. They've got an option 2 for mental health now. And then, or hospital, can you get yourself to the hospital if you are in immediate crisis? And then, you've got other organisations such as Samaritan's Mind, or their website's amazing and gives you loads of info. And they have local hubs as well, which are incredible and do lots of work. So they're incredible. For younger people, you've got Childline and Papyrus. Online, they've got something called Kooth. They like tooth, but spelled with a K. And it's like, kids are on their phones, teenagers. But it's like you can chat to someone, a trained counsellor online, basically. So so signposting can be straight up, here's a phone line, helpline as such, or actually here's some resources for you to look into in your own time, because it can all become overwhelming when you're saying, do this, do that, do this. So so here's some resources. There's an app we use called Hub of Hope, and basically you enter your area where you live, your postcode, and then you kind of put things you're struggling with, maybe depression, maybe bereavement, maybe addiction, and then it'll come up with all the support in your local area, or should do, what kind of support is local to you. So that's really helpful.
Yeah.
And other things, what we try, some people have like tried that. I don't find it helpful, or, I'm in the process. I'm struggling right now. So it's little things. What I say little things are actually the big things. It's the self-care and the engagement in services as well. You have to be willing and you have to be doing little things for yourself. Even if that's, so when you're in a dark headspace, the motivation's gone. Literally your everyday enjoyment, even getting out of bed is hard. So maybe someone could get up and brush their teeth. That's huge.
Because they're out of bed.
You've got up, you've brushed your teeth, brushed your hair. Well done. Like tomorrow, maybe take a shower. It's just building on these tiny steps which will lead to bigger things each day. Or maybe if the sun's shining, sit outside for 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Just getting outside and like exercise is massive, right? And I know it's a big step to get to, but even going for a walk,
nature
can be incredible for one's mental health.
Absolutely. And a lot of it sounds cliche, getting outside and but it is all relevant. It is. People say it for a reason. If someone's called us and they're a state of panic or fear, it's like, just let's get your breathing back down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's just focus on that one thing. Now I want you to go and have a glass of water.
It's the one step as opposed to, hey, let's think about the 10 steps. What's the next thing that you can control and do?
Can we make a phone call tomorrow? One phone call to whatever support option, see how you get on. So that self-care is huge, and just one step in front of the other, baby step.
Yeah, I think that's really massive to, if anyone is listening to this right now who might be struggling or might be having a bit of a hard time, actually it's remembering that it's just the next step. And what's that one thing that someone can put in place? Or not even necessarily put in place, but what's the one thing that you can do to get yourself moving or to talk or to reach out and just try to get the ball rolling a little bit, even if it feels like that ball might not roll for a while. What's the one little step, isn't it? To wrap up, at the end of all my podcasts, I always ask a similar question of what is your dream? But I was wondering if, what would be your dream for the charity? What would you love to see?
I have many, but I would love to see, I don't know what to call them yet, but sanctuaries basically all over the UK, a place of safety. When you're in a mental health crisis, you have to go to A&E. You have to sit there with everyone else for 8 hours and get discharged in the morning. It ain't right. When you're in a mental health crisis, you need a place of safety. You need calm. You need, time out. You need someone to talk to if needed, or you can just sit, chill, cup of tea. I want a puppy room. I want gardening, music therapy. These are the kind of dreams and visions I have for the charity, is these safe havens where people can come and they can just spend some time, gather their thoughts, they're safe, they can head off, that kind of thing. That's what I want. I'm only one person, but one day, my little dream, safe havens for people in mental health crisis.
I think that sounds like a really great dream. I think if we could have those things in communities, I think those are literally lifesavers.
Absolutely.
We had puppies at work.
The best thing.
And I know, I've never seen the offices so busy.
Great.
But I know how massive it is, because it's something which can just bring a little bit of sunshine to a day, isn't it?
It's a place of safety, people to feel safe.
Yeah. Marian, thank you so much for coming in and giving us your time and chatting. I was wondering if you could just signpost us back to the charity and just kind of opening times and any other information that might just be good to share.
So Suicide Prevention UK. Online, our contact numbers 0800 587 0800. Open 6 p.m. till midnight every single evening. But in general, people can reach out via socials or email and our patrol teams are out every single weekend throughout the night.
And what I'll do is I'll put all of that into the links in the bio and the descriptions. So then that way, if anyone needs to use it or wants or can help in any way, then they can do that. And are you looking for more volunteers as well?
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Yeah, waiting.
I've put myself on the wait list already. So
brilliant. Yes. Always looking for volunteers. people can spare their time. That I'm always in awe of our volunteers.
Yeah.
To give up their time. It's just incredible.
Thank you so much, Marianne. And thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Please make sure you do share and try to just get the word out about Suicide Prevention UK. And hopefully the more people that are aware of this charity, the more lives we can hopefully save. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.